Hello, 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 my amigos. Welcome, one, welcome all. It's time for the show with no name, so get ready for
T-minus
liftoff.
10, 9,
Come on,
8, 7,
I need
6,
all
5,
your energy.
4, 3, 2,
Two,
1,
let's go.
0. Ignition.
Woohoo.
Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio.
All right. Are you psyched? Are you stoked? Are you pumped? Let's go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of the show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. And that's a nice round of applause for all of you who join us day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And some of you, I would say, decade after decade soon. So, that is absolutely mind-blowing. And I'm telling you something. The Vaughn Radio listeners, you guys are one of a kind. You're in a class all by yourselves. You know how I know this? Well, I have some famous friends. I have a lot of friends who are known for different reasons. Tennis players, soccer players, TV presenters, all kinds of people. And when I've been with them and recognized by one of you, they have been blown away by the reception, by the love that you give us. And that's amazing. You know, one example, I was hiking with my friend Damian Moya, a.k.a. Barrancas, from El Hormiguero. You know that show, the very popular show. And several times, he's the famous one, not me. I'm not, I'm known, but for my job by a small segment of the population. But Hormiguero gets millions of views every day. And he, on several occasions, I can think of two. One when we were hiking, one when we were walking on the boardwalk, El Paseo Marítimo, in Agua Dulce, in Almería. And Damian said to me, and other people, Roberto Leal, other people, when they've seen your reaction, your energy, your love towards us, they said, okay, Alberto, we've got a lot of fans and they love us, but that's incredible. These people adore you. I said, well, you know what? It's a little bit different. I said, this is my explanation. Maybe it's off or whatever, but I feel like, okay, Hormiguero's an amazing TV show. It entertains millions of people of all ages, but also the Vaughn Radio listeners, I feel like you guys, aside from being entertained, we are trying at least to enrich your lives. So we're trying to make you not just, okay, of course, you learn things from El Hormiguero, but I feel like it's a different connection. It's a different connection than just solely being entertained. If someone is your teacher, then you have a respect for them and admiration. And what am I getting at? I have felt that. The people I know who are much more famous than I am have felt that. And that's you guys. That's the connection that we have with our listeners, with our students. And that, my friends, is magic. And just the fact that we recognize that among each other, entre nosotros, that makes it even more magical, right? Because one thing is, okay, it's a great thing, but one thing is knowing it and enjoying every minute of it. Because, hey, things don't last forever. Life itself is temporary. But I'm not here to get philosophical. Not today, amigos. Well, maybe a little bit. But I say we kick off with today's Say What soundbite. Let's go. Say what? That's right. It is the Say What soundbite. All right, folks. Well, as always, this is a section of the show where you'll be exposed to different accents. That's right. Different accents, all kinds of different situations, scenarios. Remember, we don't say escenarios, you say? But we do use the word scenario. Here's the scenario, right? Pero no hay delante en inglés. But we say es la situación, the scenario. All right, so as always, you're going to hear it 4 times. You'll have 4 chances to jot it all down, okay? And I think today's might be pretty easy, on the easier side of things. At first, though, I'd like you to give me a summary of what you heard in your best English. All right? Is everybody ready for today's Say What soundbite? Here it is for the first time.
Honey, please, darling, believe me, everything is all right. Do you think I'd take a chance with you? I mean, if there was any danger in flying this thing, I mean, this is a plane that's really built. I mean,
Me pregunta el del chiringuito si quiero hacer kitesurf o wakeboard, o si prefiero tomarme un bitter cas antes. Me acaba de decir 5 palabras en inglés. Kite, que significa cometa. Surf, que es obviamente hacer surf, pero también significa oleaje. Wake, que es estela, en este caso la estela del barco. Board es tabla y bitter es amargo. Y justo antes, cuando le pregunté si hablaba inglés, me dijo,
pero patatero.
Sabemos mucho más inglés de lo que creemos. Solo nos falta asimilarlo y situarlo. Aprende a aprender inglés en cualquier lugar con This Book is the Milk y su secuela, This Book is the Milk 2. Te enseñaremos cómo enfocar el inglés, aprovechando todo el inglés que tenemos alrededor y de una manera divertida y adictiva. The Remilk ahora se llama This Book is the Milk 2 y viene con audio y nueva portada. Descúbrelos ya en vaughantienda.com.
That's right, folks. So many different materials available at your fingertips, a vuestro alcance, and they're all at vaughantienda.com. As you know, everything in our shop comes with audio, which is indispensable. Imprescindible is the word you use in Spanish. So stop by vaughantienda.com, or if you're in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, or Zaragoza, please stop by. It takes 20 minutes, and we'd love to meet you. And I know I speak on behalf of all of the different people at all of our offices. We're always eager to meet the people who learn English with us, whether it's in our courses, whether it's through our materials, or whether it's on Vaughan Radio. And many of you are in all 3 of those categories, right? You've got our materials, you listen to the radio and learn with us there, and you've also signed up to sign up is apuntarse. You've also signed up for some of our amazing courses, such as Vaughn Town, such as the one-to-ones. You've got Flex, where you can kind of work around your schedule, because let's be honest, as a parent, I know this too, schedule, man, you are just always looking at the watch. You're always looking at, oh, what day, when is that birthday, what? We've got a lot of stuff going on, so you can't always do things at the same time. One week looks nothing like another week. Even though there's a routine, it's totally different. And we know that, and we're aware of that you've got a lot of things. So we've even got Flex classes as well. Take a look. It's all over at grupovaughn.com, grupovaughn.com, which is our website. Vaughn Tienda is the bookshop where you can find materials like the ones you'll see in our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, folks. And speaking of pop quiz, I just got a pop-up screen over here when I went to the Vaughn Tienda. See, I practice what I preach. Practico lo que predico. And at the Vaughn Tienda, well, I was just looking for the material we're going to look at today, just to give you the specifications, everything, how many phrases, what it deals with. And I got an awesome pop-up that now I know nobody likes a pop-up, but if the pop-up says 500 euros de descuento, you got my attention now. So what is it for? It's for the Master de Inglés Profesional. As you guys know, it is one of our core programs here, and everybody who comes out of it usually ends up doing really well for themselves in the professional world. So you've got online. You can even do the Masters online right now. Now, if you're somebody who prefers to do it in person, you can also do it in person. We've got part-time, we've got afternoon, mornings, evenings. Again, we understand that your schedules are packed, but we know that, and that's why we're flexible, and we've got all different things at all different timetables. Check it out, because right now, I didn't even know about it until this pop-up came my way. Hasta 500 euros de descuento en el Máster de Inglés Profesional. Look, I'm going to click on Más Info, and then I'm going to share the link with you. That'll be easier. Then you can take a look at it for yourself. All right. So it's awesome. Executive Master in English, and up to a 500 euro discount. You can also get the app Talk Master for free for 1 year. And also you get Speak Pro. So you get all these other, aside from other materials, but you get these artificial intelligence, these apps that you can use on your phone to test all the English that you're learning every day in your class with your teacher. All right. So that is, again, this is something that just popped up now. I didn't even know about it. But if you were ever thinking about doing our master's program, click on that link I just shared with you in the YouTube video, because, man, 500 euros. I mean, think about that. You could go away for the weekend. Te puedes ir por ahí un fin de semana. So awesome stuff. And hey, why not London, or a place where you can practice your English? Once you finish the course, that's your reward. The 500 euros you've saved, right, from getting this discount, well, that goes towards your flight to London or wherever. Maybe you want to go to Birmingham. Hey, that's up to you. But the idea is it sounds like a great way to see how your English is working out for you, to put your English to the test. With that 500 euros, I'm telling you, and you can go to some places actually in the Canary Islands and only hear English as well. All right, well, let's take a look at what we're going to see in our pop quiz today. We've got natural English, which is great because this is a gold mine. Right? I think you say the same thing, right? Mina de oro. This is an absolute gold mine. You can learn useful expressions. You've got these, what do we call them here? That's it. The totally natives that you need to know. The ones that you won't hear in every textbook out there, but the ones you will hear in movies, music, and documentaries. I mean, any kind of audio visual content, or as we call it, AV, right? So natural English, it's called. It's Tu Guía Definitiva del Inglés Natural. You can pick it up at Von Tienda for 26 euros. Well, 25.95. But what I'm doing is rounding it up. ¿Lo ves? ¿Veis esa palabra? To round it up means estimar, pero hacia arriba. Round it down, right? Let's use an example. Usually if it's 34, we round it down. But the moment it's 36, we round it up to 40, right? So to round up and round it off, no especifica. Okay, si es un decimal, round it off. Hey, this is, again, natural English that you're not going to find in every book, only the books here at Von Tienda. And remember, natural English is just one of the many amazing materials. I always promote my books naturally. But hey, if you can only choose one, choose whatever one's best for you, because I stand behind. Okay, pongo la mano en el fuego. I can vouch for, como voucher. Un voucher es un vale. So I can vouch for all the materials at the Von Tienda. In fact, aside from the 5 books I've written, as many of you know, you'll hear my voice in courses. You'll hear my voice in the Disney collection. So whatever you're looking for, you'll find it at Von Tienda. All right, well, today we're going to be looking at forgiveness. Well, I know you know the word to forgive, especially if you're a Metallica fan. Never free, never me. So I dubbed the unforgiven. What I felt, what I've known. Never shine through in what I've thrown. Never free. I love, that's the best line. You label me, I label you. Me etiquetas, te etiqueto. You label me. Look at the lyrics to that song. By the way, I'm getting chills. Oh my God. So, I mean, it's got excellent vocabulary in it. I know a lot of people think, oh, Metallica, pretty simple. No, that's AC/DC. Their lyrics are simple, although they use a lot of puns, juegos de palabras, big balls, galas grandes, pero también son pelotas grandes, right? My balls are always bouncing, they say. Me están botando las pelotas, pero también es las galas están rebosando. So, see, they are brilliant, but Metallica, man, Metallica and Iron Maiden, we were talking about them in, I think last Thursday it was, or at some point last week. I mean, incredible stuff. In fact, I learned that the name of England before it was England was Albion. And you know how I learned that? Thanks, Bruce Dickinson and Company. Thanks, Iron Maiden. I learned about Alexander the Great. Yeah, Alejandro el Magno in school, but I also learned about Alexander the Great from the amazing song by Iron Maiden. So let's look at the chorus here. What I felt, what I've known, never shine through in what I've shown. Lo que he demostrado no ha salido. Never be, never see, never be, nunca ser, nunca es ver, won't see what might have been. And then the famous line, so I dub thee unforgiven. I dub thee sería I dub you in the modern vernacular. But they're saying in the biblical, almost, Shakespearean English, I dub thee the unforgiven, right? El imperdonable. I think that's how you say it. All right, well, let's look at some expressions, some totally native, natural English that has to do with forgiveness. And as always, I'll have some questions for you afterwards.
Chapter 40. When you're forgiving someone.
Cuando perdonas a alguien. 4 key expressions.
To be the bigger person.
Ser mejor persona. Ser la persona madura.
To swallow your pride.
Tragarse el orgullo.
To put yourself in someone's shoes. Or to put yourself in someone's place.
Ponerse en el lugar del otro.
To bury the hatchet.
Hacer las paces.
More useful English. Set phrases. To forgive and forget.
Dejar las cosas en el pasado.
Be my guest.
Adelante.
Have life return to normal.
Que la vida vuelva a ser como antes.
Vocabulary. 3rd time in a row.
3 veces seguidas.
Reigning champion.
Campeón actual.
Spotlight.
Foco de atención.
Bankrupt.
En bancarrota.
False friend. To pretend.
No significa pretender, sino fingir.
Common mistake.
Ganarle a alguien no se dice to win someone, sino
To beat someone.
No hard feelings?
Don't even look at me.
Don't you think it's time to let bygones be bygones?
I'm not letting you off the hook this time, Martin. You always expect me to be the bigger person and just forgive and forget. But it's not happening. Not this time.
Sweetheart, you really need to just swallow your pride and accept defeat. Do I really need to remind you that this is the 3rd time in a row?
Shut up. I know.
And okay, I'm a sensitive guy and I'm able to put myself in your shoes and see how, as the reigning Monopoly champion in this house for the last 4 years, it must be difficult for you to accept. But now, it's my time in the spotlight. Bow Street and Vine Street are mine, all mine. And you, my dear, are well and truly bankrupt.
Ah, stop. You cheated. You must have. Just admit it. You stole from the bank. It's absolutely impossible that you beat me any other way.
Look, it's all water under the bridge. If you want to pretend you're the winner, pretend. Be my guest. I just want to bury the hatchet and have life return to normal. Though, let me just say one more thing.
Don't.
Do.
Don't.
Do not pass go and do not collect $200.
All right, there you go, folks. It reminds me of a very popular expression in English when somebody's acting up, comportándose mal, acting up, and we say, do me a favor. Don't. Hazme el favor. No. Do me a favor. Don't. All right, amigos, some really, really native vocabulary. It's all coming from our material, Natural English. Again, it's available at vontienda.com. All right, the first expression, you say the same thing, so it should be pretty easy, and it's enterrar el hacha. All right, we'll use it in context, as always. That's the first one. Enterrar el hacha. Okay, the second one, agua pasada. Again, these are all things with kind of moving on, no? Siguiendo hacia adelante, dejando el pasado, leaving the past where it belongs, in the past, okay? And not holding grudges, y no guardar rencor, right? So again, they're all related to forgiving and forgetting, otra expresión que vimos ahí. So the first one, enterrar el hacha. Okay, the second one is agua pasada. And the third one, let me see how I can explain it, because here on word reference, it says, coger el buen camino, right? This means no rebajarse, right? This means, mira, si alguien quiere ser así, es su problema. You're not going to, so you can use rebajarse, ser la mejor persona, right? We say in English to be the bigger person. Right? Come on, man. You've got to be the bigger person in this case, right? No te rebajes. Same idea. There are several ways that we can express that. So we'll see. I can give you a clue. If you don't know the word rebajarse, here, I'll give you a clue. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody. And it's not in the part I sung. So it's in a different part of the song, but you'll find it. Here, I'll give you the part. But you didn't have to so low. That's rebajarse. Again, there are several ways to express this idea. So, folks, there you go. That is your pop quiz. And I can't believe it, but we have got to go to a quick commercial break. Wow, is that the first part of the show already? Jeez. All right, well, we'll take a look at your observations from the Say What soundbite. When we come back, we'll take a look at your pop quiz answers. Also, we've got our news report. Today, also, we're going to be taking a look at life hacks, truquitos de la vida, things that can help us in different situations. Amigos, it is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you as always, and I thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with much, much more. So, say it with me. Stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 2 of today's show with No Name. You guys are awesome. And speaking of awesome, you can start your day in an awesome way. Hey, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. You can start your day with Rob Grams and the Pro Bow Show. That's right, the Pro Bow Show, where you get real English. You want to talk about natural English, the material we're looking at today? You won't get more natural English than the Pro Bow Show. Rob doesn't do that English teacher bullshit. Hey, serious. Some people talk like they're talking to children. I get it. You want to be understood, but you're not helping your students. You got to talk the way you normally talk, right? I understand if someone has a low level, it's okay. You got to work with them a little bit, because if not, it's going to take a long time. But you got to talk the way you would, not English teacher English. And I'll tell you what, Rob and Andy, if you can keep up with them in the lunchtime show, give yourself a pat on the back. You're basically eavesdropping, listening in on, espiando, right? On a private conversation. Of course, they involve you guys. In fact, you can chat and play along with them on the lunchtime show. Also, you got Kyle Miller and Drive Time, another interactive show here on Vaughn Radio. And Kyle's back. I think, Kyle is officially back on the air. If I'm not mistaken, he should be. If not, he's spending a lot of time in Canada. Hey, but his family's there. Of course, I get it. But we're back, baby. Hemos vuelto. We are back. All right, let's kick things off with the Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you for the second time. My observation, the first part is a little bit harder to understand than the second part. Is that right, maybe? All right, well, we'll hear your observations in just a moment.
Honey, please, darling, believe me, everything is all right. Do you think I'd take a chance with you? I mean, if there was any danger in flying this thing, I mean, this is a plane that's really built. I mean, you know.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. If you don't have my latest book, This Book is the Shit, I don't know why. It's awesome. It's full of visual cues to help you remember things. And most importantly, it's a lot of fun. Okay, yeah, you'll learn English, but you'll also LOL. You'll also laugh out loud. And it's not because I say so. It's because a lot of people have told me with the books, well, in general with my books, that they like the sense of humor. But again, what do I do in my radio show? I try. Hey, it's my attempt. As I said, I'm not a stand-up comedian for a reason. But I do like humor. I've always loved comedy. I've always loved jokes. And so I've always incorporated them into my learning process. And really what I'm doing with you guys is just mirroring what worked for me, you know, using songs and Rafael songs. And that's how I learned Spanish, you know, reading the Iberia magazine, which they don't do anymore. Thanks a lot, Iberia. I used to learn, eso es como se dice eso. you know, even though the articles were just so boring. But I was like, well, no, I'll learn. I'm not going anywhere for 7 hours. No tengo 7 horas en este avión. All right, let's see who's in the house ready to rock and roll with us. We've got Born to Iron Man. Hello, Born to Iron Man. Welcome aboard. He says, morning, folks. Morning to you, sir. There's German, another super show with No Namer. And he says, morning, guys. Let's reach ignition for this mission with a little bit of fishing. I love it. Nuclear fishing, not fishing pescando. All right. Anix, there she is. Lovely Anix. She says, morning there, rise and shine. Vamos a levantarnos todos y brillar, como se dice literalmente. Y creo que levanta y brilla. I think it's a beautiful idiomatic expression to say in the morning. Rise and shine. I say it to my daughter all the time. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man. Never free, never me. So I dub be unforgiven. You label me, I label you. Oh, man, what a great tune, huh? What a great tune. Born to Iron Man says Metallica rocks, no doubt about it. And you can learn a lot of English because, as I said, their lyrics are pretty deep. You know, and they don't just use like, okay, I went to the park yesterday. It was a lot of fun. I got it in my car. Yeah, it's much deeper than that. They're storytellers. Hey, eso es una forma de decirlo. Están contando una historia en cada canción. And our job as listeners is to decipher that story, right? To try and figure out the meaning. But then, as many artists say, well, it means one thing to me and it can mean anything to any of my fans, which I think is very fair too. Because maybe, for example, Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace, Ozzy, the Prince of fucking Darkness, Sharon. Well, this guy, I forgot what I was going to say about him. Oh, yeah. I don't remember what he said now. All right. Well, I was too busy doing my imitation and I lost my train of thought. I'll get it back. But either way, let's get through these comments because we've got tons of comments to read over here. Elena's in the house. Hello, Elena. She says, a very good morning, everyone. Clocking in late with bells on, though. Do you guys smell that? That's a double or triple totally native. Wow, Elena. So she says clocking in, fichando, with bells on, con muchísimas ganas. Excellent, Elena. You have been just doing a wonderful job lately. Let's see. Here's also Elena participating in today's pop quiz. Let's see what she came up with. She says, stop being so feisty. All right, feisty. Great word. Wow, Elena. My goodness, feisty. Es que no sé ni decirlo en español. Fíjate, feisty. Peleón. Yeah, that would be a good word. Yeah. So stop being so feisty, right? You're argumentative. If you're feisty, you're spoiling for a fight. Hablando de canciones de AC/DC. Spoiling for a fight. It means you're looking for a fight, right? And some people, hey, I had some friends I stopped going out with because they always wanted to fight somebody. And I was like, why? I don't want to fight. I want to dance. I want to have some fun, have a couple drinks. I want to laugh. So stop being so feisty and bury the hatchet once and for all. Excellent job. Wow, Elena. Then she says, it's all water under the bridge. It's all water under the bridge. Es agua pasada. Same idea, right? Agua que ha pasado por debajo del puente. Just piensa en inglés, pues añadimos un puente a ese río. Okay? So, to bury the hatchet es exactamente igual. La pronunciación, bury, no es burry, bury, es como mora, frutas del bosque. Berries, let's bury the hatchet. Y la H de hatchet sí que se pronuncia. Bury the hatchet once and for all. She says it's all water under the bridge. And then the last one, she says, I can't believe you stooped, Ede, I can't believe you stooped so low and called her names. Wow, Elena. What can I say? But you didn't have to stoop so low. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody. Es lo que dice en esa canción. You didn't have to stoop so low. No tenías que haberte rebajado tanto, right? To stoop to somebody's level. Excellent word there. Elena, you are on fire. All right, I also have a couple other ones. So we said to bury the hatchet. We said it's water under the bridge. We also heard in the audio, let's let bygones be bygones. Okay? El pasado, pasado. I think you say el pasado en el pasado, el pasado, you say something like that, right? Well, that's let's let bygones, bigones, con Y, let bygones be bygones. And the word bygone, a solas, cuando no sale en esta expresión, lo usamos muchas veces from a bygone era, ¿no? De una era, un tiempo pasado, obsoleto, antiguo, right? So bygone. So the expression is, dejamos lo pasado, same as in Spanish, lo pasado, pasado. Let bygones, pero se usa con ese, siempre con ese. Es como es frase hecha, let's let bygones be bygones. And the third one, another way to say to be the bigger person or to be the better person, right? No rebajarte. We also say to take the high road. Coge el camino alto. Right? No, think about it. No te rebajes. I mean, again, it's a little bit different, but the idea is exactly the same. We're saying, man, don't fight with them. Don't, you know what? They're going to pick on you. Se van a meter contigo. Take the high road, right? Take the high road. Coge el camino alto. No te rebajes. ¿Rebajas? Rebajas is sales. See, guys, the moment I speak a little bit of Spanish, you can see where my mistakes come in. They're usually where all the Guidi's mistakes come in. And you know where that is, right? El subjuntivo. My daughter corrected me just yesterday, like 3 or 4 times when I said something in Spanish. And I speak to her in English. So it was just saying something to my wife or someone else. And she said, oh, well, she said, Dad, it's not that. And she corrects me so politely. And speaking of polite, if you guys follow on social media, you'll see we were in London this weekend. I know many of you have been to this amazing city center. I mean, they say New York is the center of the universe. Well, London is right there with it. Okay. As somebody who's lived in New York, London is a juggernaut. A juggernaut. ¿Cómo se dice esto? Una bestia parda de ciudad. You know, it's got everything. Un gigante, una fuerza de la naturaleza. And it was funny because my daughter was walking around most of the time saying, I'm going to talk to my mother, mate. So basically, my daughter and I took the ERs at the end of words and we replaced them with ah. So, hello, sister. Hello, daughter. And then we would also say mate after everything. So I said to her, honey, do you want some fish and chips? And she would say, mate. Hey, but part of, you're thinking, oh, you guys are having a laugh. No, she's learning how to create different sounds and recognize different sounds. I mean, what she learned this weekend in London is, like 3 years in a classroom. And especially at a young age, where they're so susceptible to everything. So, yeah, she saw Big Ben. Yeah, we saw Wicked. Yeah, we did the Peppa Pig Tea Time bus tour, which, by the way, cost more than Wicked. The price was Wicked. Malvado. But the experience, the cultural experience, sitting in the pub having a Sunday roast, mate, hearing all the sounds, smelling everything, playing with little British kids in the park. At the playground. That is a priceless. What is Vaughan Town? So basically we took her to Vaughan Town for the weekend. And as many of you know, or maybe you don't know, my little baby is going to be 6 years old this week. My little munchkin is going to be 6 years old. And I'm getting even choked up to think about how fast they grow up. In fact, She started today her first day of elementary school. Primaria, you say, right? Primary, elementary, grade school is another way to say it in the United States. And proud daddy. All right, well, let's see then. If nobody else is participating in the pop quiz or the Say What soundbite, well, we're going to move on because we've got so much to do, as always, on the show with no names. So let's do today's news report.
This is the news report on the show with no name, bringing you the latest breaking news. I'm Alberto Alonso, reporting live.
That's right, amigos. All right, our news report. Well, I call this story Shit Show. What? Show de mierda? Yeah. Shit show. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. This is, okay, te lo doy, una expresión. Nadie sabe lo que están haciendo. El departamento es una ruina. Somebody comes in and says, man, this is a shit show. O sea, no hay dónde cogerlo. Piénsalo, un show de mierda, right? We also say a shit storm. A shitstorm es más se va a liar una gorda. A shit show is, vaya, es una farsa, no? It's a shit show. And we use that expression. Obviously, it's vulgar if it has the word shit in it. So, shit show, what does this have to do with shit? Well, basically, an orca, don't you say the same thing? An orca or a killer whale, orca or killer whale splashed poop. You heard me. Feces, caca. We say caca, poopy, caca, poopy. However you want to call it, it is what it is. It's crap. Literally. Well, an orca splashed poop into the audience, el público. Normally, you can say the public, but it's much more normal to say audience, right? The viewing, the audience, right? So yeah, it splashed poop into the audience. This was at SeaWorld in San Antonio, Texas. SeaWorld is one of these popular theme parks in the United States, and they're themed around, I should say, aquatic life. And you guys know they have these shows. That's why I said, you see now why I called it shit show? Well, this orca really made a splash. You get it? To make a splash, causar una sensación, pero también es salpicar. Well, yeah, it's true. Great expressions. This is a shit show. Man, your new book really made a splash. Well, audience members were attending the orca show at SeaWorld. Again, it's in San Antonio, Texas. There are other SeaWorlds as well. There's one in Orlando, Florida. And they got more than they bargained for. Esta expresión significa, pues, pasó mucho más de lo que esperaban. They got much more than they bargained for. When the killer whale, the orca, se puede decir cualquiera, defecated in the pool. And as soon as he defecated, he splashed the crowd with the soiled water. Soiled is ensuciado. If something is dirty, it's soiled. It's a synonym. Soil es tierra. We need soil for the plants. Pues necesitamos tierra. Piensa, si lleva tierra, pues it's soiled. I know you know the word dirty. Por favor, no lo pronuncies dirty. It's dirty. Como si fuera una E. Dirty. Dirty. Right? So yeah, imagine that. You're sitting there. I've seen, not the orca shows, but I've seen some dolphin shows at the aquarium in Madrid. And basically, somebody posted a video showing the orca swimming in its pool with a cloud, una nube, of whale poop. Now, one thing is poop. Another thing is whale poop behind it. Then the mammal is mamífero, splashed the feces-filled water. Feces, ¿te suena? Heces, you say? We say feces. Se escribe F-E-C-E-S. He splashed the feces-filled water onto the crowd. And, of course, people were shocked. People were disgusted, right? I mean, it is disgusting. And even amused. I guess if you weren't in the front rows, you were amused. Entretenido. I've got to say, I've been to a couple of these things. Not, again, never with killer whales. I went to in the zoo here in Madrid and also in Valencia. I've seen the dolphins. But I respect them too much to sit in the front row. Now, I know what you're thinking, too. I know a lot of people say, well, wait, killer whales, aren't we not doing that anymore? Just like circuses, you know? Circuses with animals, I mean, not Cirque du Soleil. But yes, in fact, SeaWorld, it was a few years ago, due to pressure from different groups, including Tommy Lee, the drummer of Motley Crue. And they petitioned SeaWorld, not just San Antonio, the whole company that operates SeaWorld. And they announced finally, after a lot of pressure, that in 2016, they would do away with, apunta, to get rid of, deshacerse de, to do away with, to get rid of, dilo como quieras, son dos phrasal verbs que usaríamos en este caso. And they decided they would do away with the orca breeding program. Hey, I think it's good. These animals, they're just too big to be contained, no matter how big the pool is. You know, think about it, you know? It's like putting your cat in a room. Okay, it's a big room, but the cat doesn't want to stay locked in a room. And maybe that's a good analogy. So you're thinking, well, why are they still doing orca shows if they ended the orca breeding? Now, to breed is procrear, right? A breeder, un mamporrero. I wouldn't want to be a breeder, a whale breeder. Wow. Just imagine that, huh? So again, why haven't, I mean, if they announced in 2016, almost 10 years ago, that they would stop this program, why is it still going on? Well, basically, they said that they're going to phase it out. Buenísimo phrasal verb. Ir quitándolo poco a poco. To phase something out. So that they weren't going to breed any more orcas. But the orcas, the killer whales that they do have, well, they would wait until they died out. Hasta que ya no tuviera más. Now, they currently have, actualmente, 5 orcas at SeaWorld San Antonio. Kind of reminds me of the orca Tilikum. Have you guys heard the story of Tilikum? Oh, man. This orca, basically, well, as of 2025, is responsible for 4 human deaths and some other attacks. You can check it out. It's very interesting, okay? There's a documentary about Tilikum. Its name is Tilikum again. And the documentary is called Blackfish. Now, I'll warn you right now, it's going to make you sad. Not for the human, yeah, a little bit for the humans, because the whales are just reacting to being trapped, you know, to being taken into captivity since they were little babies. And they are wild animals. Hello, what is it called? Orca or killer whale? So they're like, we're really surprised. The whale attacked 5 people. Oh, really? What part of killer didn't you understand? The K, the I, the L, or the ER at the end? So check it out if you haven't seen the documentary. It's called Blackfish, and it's tough. It's tough to stomach, tragar. Amigos, we have got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the second half of today's show, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 3 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to download the free app, because I know a lot of people who listen to us on the radio, but sometimes when you go out of town, te vas por ahí, or out of your area, you can't catch us on the dial. That's why we have the app. And unless the app is down, which is rare, and usually when someone reports that the app is down, they fix it ASAP. Usually it's just a technical glitch or something. So, amigos, what are we going to look at in this part of the show? We've got a lot of stuff to look forward to. Muchas cosas que anticipar, esperar con ilusión. We're going to kick things off with our homophones. Then we'll listen to our Say What soundbite for the third time. Then we've got our life hacks. We've also got our spelling bee. So many things to do and so little time. And I see we've got a lot of people commenting over here as well. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for your energy. I feel it. Even though we're not sitting in the same room, I can feel your energy, amigos. All right, let's kick off with a challenge called Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
Homophones. Show with no name. That's right, amigos. It is homophones only on the show with no name. All right, let's see what words we've got for you today on the homophones section. Now, as always, here's where we look at words that I've heard students mispronounce quite often. And this first word is a word that's confusing for me in Spanish. That's right. Well, because depending on the meaning, it's similar pronunciations, not the same word like it is in English, but the pronunciation throws me off. So célula would be one of the meanings of this word, célula, okay? And the other one, ¿ves? Por eso me lío, célula y celda. Well, in inglés es la misma palabra, okay? So célula, something you'll find in biology, something that's in everything. It's in us, right? We have células. And it's also a small room in a prison, right? So also in American English, it's móvil. Remember, we don't say mobile. For us, a mobile is the thing that spins over the baby's head. You know these things, a ver cómo lo llamáis vosotros, a mobile. Con movilidad, sí. Un móvil. Or you call it too, esa cosa que rota con todas las cositas que cuelgan. Ah, see, you learn something new every day. Live and learn. All right, so that first word. Oh, también es celda de animación, like to animate, right? So it's not just celda de prisión. Ooh, this could be a real triple trouble if we wanted it to be. All right, and the second word is vender. That's it. The second one doesn't really have, now it has many meanings and we can take a look at those, but the meanings change depending on what we put after it. So up, out, right? Down, is down. Oh. Either way, it's got many phrasal verbs, which we will take a look at, but they're all kind of related, okay? So this one really, I know you know this word, by the way. This is a word that I think all of you at your level, your experience should be familiar with. All right, those are your two words. Célula, celda, que es la que acabas de oír. See? Sometimes you just got to review it again. And the second one is vender. All right. And vender no solo vender cosas, te has vendido, right? Eres un vendido. Same as you guys. We use it in that aspect as well. Also, let me give you guys today's Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you for the third time.
Honey, please, darling, believe me, everything is all right. Do you think I'd take a chance with you? I mean, if there was any danger in flying this thing, I mean, this is a plane that's really built. I mean, you know.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, my amigos. GrupoVaughn.com, and you can find out about masters, as I said, as we speak. Now check, because sometimes you'll hear a repeat. Se puede repetir este programa, but at the time of this live recording, you got a 500 up to 500 euro discount. Again, at the time of this recording. So if you're listening to this in 2028, I don't know if you're going to find that deal. But check the website. Always check it anyway. And hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of this deal or one of our other many deals that we have throughout the year. All right, let's go on over here to our comments in our virtual classroom and see who's with us. Let's see. Elena says, she's a big girl now, AA. Happy birthday to Lara. Yeah, I can't believe it. 6. Feels like yesterday I held her in my arms for the first time. You never forget that moment. That's a moment. I might forget a lot of things, but I never forget the moment I held her in my arms. And I said, you're a beautiful girl. You're a nice girl. You're a smart girl. You're a good girl. You're a talented girl. And I've been telling her that every day for the last 6 years. So I haven't changed my mind, and I reinforce that to her. All the time. All right, let's see. Thank you very much, Elena. I will pass it on to lovely Lara. Born to Iron Man says, I posted my pop quiz try. Can't anyone read it? Nope, I don't see it here, man. I see your Unforgiven lyrics, but I don't see it. He goes, I wrote and Southwest Asia in one sentence. Oh my God. Sorry, YouTube. Yeah, guys, we're being censored in our English class. Isn't that wonderful? George Orwell would be rolling over in his grave, right? In fact, in London, there was a sign that says, if you can see this sign, we can see you. I'm like, oh, great. They talk about surveillance. Even, when I was in London, maybe 10 years ago, there were cameras on every corner, even in Northeast Finchley, which is like norte, like Pueblo, yeah. So, this is pretty crazy. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at our homophones. Born to Iron Man gives us the words. They are correct, and he says they sound alike. Elena gives us the 2 words, and she says they are pronounced the same. Okay, te voy a decir, voy a vender una... célula, no celda. Voy a vender una célula, esto es de animación, okay? I'm going to sell a cell. One more time. Oh, móvil. I'm going to sell my cell. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your classmates, Born to Iron Man and Elena. All right, so we've got that first word pretty much covered. The second one, I know you've heard it. He's a sellout. He sold out. Vendió su alma. right? To sell yourself es venderse bien, right? I always tell you guys the importance of selling yourself. And the expression, don't sell yourself short, apunta, write it down. Don't sell yourself short means no te vendas por menos de lo que vales. O sea, no te infravalores es lo que viene a decir, right? Don't sell yourself short in life, all right? Also, to sell somebody on something is to convince somebody. He told me his idea, but he didn't sell me on it. Pero no me convenció. So that's to sell somebody on something, okay? We said also the verb is irregular. I didn't tell you that, but just in case you didn't know, every day I sell things. Yesterday I sold things, and lately I've sold things. Okay, so it's sell, sold, sold. Also, to sell back is to return a purchase, right? To bring it back, to return it, or to sell back. Right? Devolver, revender. To sell off. This is dispose of something by selling it. Te doy el ejemplo. The store is closing at the end of the month, so we're selling off everything. Rematando, liquidando. To sell off. Also sell out, not just vender tu alma, but also agotarse. The concert sold out in 20 minutes. Metallica have been accused of being sellouts, right? The day they cut their hair, they sold out. I don't say that, but a lot of people say that. And I love, I don't know if it was Lars Ulrich, the drummer, who said, oh, what do you say when, critics call you sellouts? And he goes, oh, yeah, we sell out every stadium we play. And I was like, what a great answer. Even though I hate, Lars Ulrich seems like a snidey kind of guy. Snide, let's see, snide, sarcástico, right? Malicioso, insidioso, he doesn't seem like the best guy in the world. However, I thought that was a wonderful answer. What do you say to your critics who call you sellouts? He goes, oh, yeah, we sell out every stadium we've ever played. I was just like, wow. Toma ya, take that in your face, as we say in the United States. So wonderful job. Yes, these words are homophones. And Born to Iron Man and Elena knocked it out of the park. All right, folks, now it's time to learn about these little tricks that can help us get by, salir del paso in life. It's called Life Hacks.
These are the life hacks you need to know.
That's right, folks. The life hacks you need to know. These are these little tricks that you either know or you don't know. And hey, some of them I knew before. Some of them I've researched and I've brought to you, and I didn't know anything about them. So again, as with many things here on the show, I'm learning too. And that's great. That's great that I have a job where I get to learn and I get to enrich myself. And a lot of times it's not just researching and preparing the scripts that I learn, but I also learn from you guys. How many times have you said, en español se dice así, o asá, o esto, Alberto, no se dice? So you guys are my teachers as well, right? It's a little bit of a give and take. Un toma y daca. All right. Now, how about your office? Let me ask you a little bit about your office, your desk area, whether it's at home, whether it's at the office, at the headquarters, in la sede, wherever you may be working from. Are there cables everywhere? Are they crisscrossing each other? I can tell you in my case, absolutely. Yeah. I'm looking at them right now and I'm like, oh, wow. These cables are all tangled. ¿Sabéis la película Tangled? Enredado? Pues ahí lo tienes. So I have to untangle them. But even when you untangle them, it's like, when you put the earphones in your pocket, right? The earbuds or the earphones in your pocket, what happens? No matter how much you try and put them in perfectly, something happens in your pocket where they get all tangled up, right? To get tangled or to get tangled up. Nos encanta meter un up ahí de vez en cuando, por si las moscas, right? So what do you do? What do you do when you have all these cables hanging around? And two things, actually. It can be dangerous and it's messy. I guess dangerous is the most important part because, of course, cables crossing each other. They can also get frayed, right? To get frayed. Vamos a ver, deshilarse. Is that the word you use? I know I've looked it up before. To fray, deshilacharse. Okay, me he saltado una sílaba ahí. Deshilacharse. In fact, there's a joke. Let me see if I can find it. Afraid not joke. Let me see if I can find it. And it uses, okay, a piece of string walks into a bar. Okay, un trozo de cuerda entra en un bar. And walks up to the bar and the bartender, and he says, yeah, give me a drink. And the bartender says, sorry, mate, we don't serve pieces of string in here. No, aquí no servimos las cuerdas, pieces of string. And so then he's really upset, this little piece of string who walked in the bar, and he goes outside, and then it strikes him. Tiene una idea. And he ties himself in a knot, and he messes up his hair. Y desenreda su pelo. Okay, un trozo de cuerda aquí. Then he walks back into the bar, and he goes back to the counter. He goes back up to the bartender, and he goes, the bartender says, wait, aren't you that piece of string from before? And he says, nope, I'm afraid not. ¿Lo pillas? Guys, this is as old as the hills. Este chiste lleva más años que vamos. You get it? I'm afraid not. Temo que no. But I'm afraid not. Soy un nudo deshilachado. Is that how you say it? You get the joke now? So he goes outside, he ties himself in a knot, he messes up his hair, and he goes back in, and he goes, aren't you that piece of string? He goes, no, I'm afraid not. Classic one. And there's that word fray, as I said there, the word fray. So yeah, that's dangerous, right? When your charger cables start to fray. I've gotten a couple little jolts from my cell phone cables, and yeah, why not? And you don't want it with these bigger mic cables because they carry a lot more electricity. And also it's not good also for interference. So there are many reasons you should keep your cables organized. You don't want them fraying. They'll last longer. Your house will last longer, or your office, because you won't have some kind of fire because everything is all together and everything generates heat. It gives off, es otra forma de decirlo, it gives off heat. So what do we do? Well, we can use everyday items. Now, of course, you can go over to your office superstore and you'll see they make tons of things. They make these little tubes. They make these things that can go on the floor that hide the cables. And it depends on your situation. But remember, in this section, we're generally looking for a natural homemade remedy, a way to do it without going to the store, using things we have around the house, just like killing the ants with vinegar, right? Who doesn't have vinegar in the house? Okay, that reminds me, I have to buy some vinegar. So you can use everyday items like TP rolls. TP is toilet paper, papel higiénico, right? Well, think about it. You've got all the cables, they go in that roll, and you can reinforce it with tape, obviously. Also, binder clips. Estos clips de binder. ¿Cómo dicen binder? Binder clips. Binder clip. Aquí está. Esta es nueva para mí en español. A binder clip. Pinza sujeta papeles. Okay, it's not a paper clip. A paper clip is that smaller, flat one. A binder clip. Oh, wow. In the UK, they call them a bulldog clip. Hey, you learn something new every day. And these are great because what you can do is create bundles, right? You can put the wires or cables together and make sure they go where you want them to go and not wherever they end up, which is my case, as I said. You can also use Velcro, but if you don't have these Velcro ties, what about those that come on the bread, right? Zip ties. We call those zip ties. Esos que vienen con el pan. Right? You can take them and you twist them. Now here's one of the biggest problems when people do this. They twist it too tight. It shouldn't be tight. The cable should be able to move a little bit, right? They shouldn't be up against each other, squished up. Think about it. Too tight is not good. And basically, using these simple things that most people have at home, you can hide these excess cables, power strips. A power strip you call a thief, un ladrón. And also, you got to be creative too. Bring cables behind furniture, behind the sofa. Do whatever you got to do as far as creativity is concerned. But hey, it's not just about having a clean workspace. It's about safety. It's about protecting your equipment so it lasts a long time. All right, amigos, that was today's life hack. And now it's time for our spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. All right, amigos, welcome to our spelling bee here on the show with no name. Oh, wow, this is electric today, isn't it? All right, well, as you know, the spelling bee is where I fly through some words. I'm going to spell some words for you, and I'm really going to be relentless, despiadado, in round one. Round two, I'll be that nice guy. The guy who's like, ¿lo tienes? Okay, perfecto. The first one, I'm going to be the guy that we've all met, or girl at an airport or something. It's like, I don't want to help you. I don't want to understand you. And I don't want you to understand me. So I'm going to talk blah, 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 blah. We've all seen it, right? There are people who clearly want to connect and communicate and others who are trying not to. Something I could never understand. All right, here we go. This is round one. The first word is Julius space ampersand ETHEL space ROSENBERG. The second word is SING space SING. That's easy. The third one, ELECTROCUTION. The fourth word is ESPIONAGE. The fifth one is OSSINING, comma, space NY. And the last one is MANHATTAN, space PROJECT. Te da una pausa larga y al final no sé por qué. Well, I needed to breathe. Maybe that's why. All right. So there we go, amigos. There are your spelling bee words in round one. I'll give you about 30 seconds or so because we do have to move on. We are flying over here. And we've got a lot of stuff to cover in the fourth and final part of the show. All right, going once, going twice. Has to do with electricity, I guess, right? Something to do with electricity. Oh, I'm just saying, zzz, All right, hang on. There's Born to Iron Man. Born to Iron Man, the first one is correct. The second one is correct. The third, fourth, fifth, and oh my, OMFG. Para no decir palabrotas. Oh my God. OMFG. Give it up for your classmate, Born to Iron Man. Wow. Are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me, man. I couldn't even keep up with myself there. All right, this is round two. Here we go. The first word is JULIUS space ampersand space ETHEL space ROSENBERG. The second one is SING space SING. The third one is ELECTROCUTION. The fourth one is ESPIONAGE. The fifth one is OSSINING, comma, space NY. And the last one is MANHATTAN space PROJECT. Folks, we are going to take a quick break, our last commercial break here on the show, and we'll be back with tons more. And then after today's show, you can tune in to Gretchen's program. All you have to do is stay tuned on the Vaughn Radio app, and you've got amazing programs all afternoon and evening long. Programs designed to entertain you and educate you at the same time. Folks, we'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to this, the fourth and final part of today's show with No Name. Thank you for your energy, your drive, your good vibes. Today we took a look at natural English. I think it's something that's perfect for you guys because I know you. I know you love to know those totally native tidbits, bocados, cositas, right? Those little tidbits that make you sound native. I know because I want to know them in Spanish. I don't say trabajar, I say currar. Well, that's what you guys say. Even though I learned in Espanol class that it was, different. I also learned the usted tense. And I was told by my Spanish teacher, don't worry about, because this is when I was learning the grammar and all this crap. I already knew how to speak. And she was like, don't worry about the vosotros. It's informal. She fucked me hard. It's true. She screwed me over. Porque no domino el ace, ice. Te lo juro. I swear to God, most of my mistakes, aside from the subjunctive and your gendering stuff, is the ace and ice. Yeah. Because she told us. Well, we were learning Mexican Spanish. I mean, I've even heard Mexican people call their kids usted. Hey, better to be formal than not. But she told us, forget about that one. You don't need to know it as much. And I said, what the? And then I got here and I'm like, everybody uses tenéis, coméis, So, hey, it's one of my weak points. But as I tell you guys, if you're able to identify your weak points, you can work on them, right? If you don't know where they are, then you can't work on them. All right, let's take a look at what we've got. We've got our double trouble. Yeah. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up.
Triple trouble. I said triple trouble. Triple trouble. I said triple trouble. Yeah. All right, folks. I said double trouble. Really, it's triple trouble. Also, a nice round of applause for Elena. Figuring out today's Say What soundbite. Elena, rocking and rolling. All right. Also, Elena says, because your teacher was probably South American. Nope. She taught South American or Latin American Spanish, but she was from New Jersey of Polish ancestry. Polaca. So really her Spanish connection was she studied it. That's it. Right? She wasn't a native speaker. In fact, I think I told you there were 2 words and I refused. I couldn't because I knew she was going to have it in for me. Que la iba a tener conmigo. She was going to have it in for me if I corrected her. And 2 words that I remember she mispronounced, tijeras. And I was like, tijeras, Tijuana, tijeras, right? Tijeras. Okay, de toda la vida. And then she said piscina. I'm like, piscina is piscina. Which, by the way, I used to say piscina because where I'm from in the South, we don't say piscina. Solo say pis. We say piscina. No, te comes la S. Yo creo he oído mucha gente decir piscina, pero es piscina, right? Pero normal, te comes sílabas a veces. That's the way it works, right? All right, let's take a look over here at our triple trouble. All right, the triple trouble. La música rap tiene mala reputación. Me alegro que pudimos estar de palique. They're not really too related, but again, we're going for a triple trouble here, so bear with me, okay? We've got to stretch our imagination a little bit. Estábamos hablando de la música rap, y la conclusión era esa. La música rap tiene mala reputación. Coma o nueva frase. Me alegro que pudimos estar de palique o que tuvimos la oportunidad de estar de palique. I've looked at that expression many times here in the class, but it's not in this case, not in today's triple trouble. It's not to shoot the breeze or shoot the shit. There's another way to say it, and we'll see if you guys know that in today's triple trouble. All right, also, I've got to give you the Say What soundbite. Here it is for the 4th and final time.
Honey, please, darling, believe me, everything is all right. You think I'd take a chance with you? I mean, if there was any danger in flying this thing, I mean, this is a plane that's really built. I mean,
¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant!
That's right, folks. It is the Oxford Test of English, and you can get it done at any of the Vaughan centers. We've got centers in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, and Zaragoza. So if you want, you can stop by without an appointment. We'd love to meet you. All right, amigos, let's see if anybody figured out, today's triple trouble. Let's see. Elena says rap music has a bad rap. I'm glad we had the chance to rap. Unbelievable. Now, I looked it up, and because I would normally say it gets a bad rap, recibe, okay? I looked it up. I saw an example of it with to have a bad rap, pero yo nunca lo he oído así. So just letting you know, I would put the word get. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I've never heard it has a bad rap. But I did find that usage on the internet. But the first three that came up on the Google search were to get a bad rap. All right. So just, I would say get y así, mira, ya lo tenemos y porque sé que esa es correcta. Ok. La otra no lo he oído, pero sí que lo acabo de ver. So Elena says rap music, te cambio el has por el gets. Rap music gets a bad rap. I'm glad we had the chance to rap. Unbelievable. Great job. Let's see, Germán. Rap music has, otra vez lo cambiaría, gets, para ser totally native. Rap music gets a bad rap. I'm glad we could rap a little bit. Absolutely. And also Born to Iron Man. You got it as well. Excellent job. You guys are on a roll. Hey, that's another way of saying to be on fire. You are on a roll. All right, let's take a look at our spelling bee really quickly because we do have to move on. Today, these words were linked to Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. Maybe that's why you were silenced. Oh, no, in the spelling bee, you weren't. Well, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were a couple that were executed today in 1953 at Sing Sing. Canta, canta? Well, Sing Sing is an infamous, debería decir, an infamous prison in the United States, right? And we were looking at that word before, weren't we? Right? Cuando vimos la palabra celda, que no es célula. ¿Ves? Lo voy a pillar, eh? I'm going to get it one day. So yes, Sing Sing is the place where it took place, and they were killed through or via electrocution. So number one was the couple's name. And now why? They were accused of being spies for the Russians, the Soviets, I should say, during the Cold War. So Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, that was number one. El símbolo and is ampersand. Se dice, si no lo pillaste. The second one, again, is the prison, Sing Sing, in New York. In Ossining, New York, que era número 5. Number 3 was electrocution. Fíjate, no electrocution. Electrocution es la U, es como you. And espionage. So they were electrocuted in the electric chair, and they were accused of espionage. They said espionaje, no? Said espía. And number 6 was the Manhattan Project. And this was the project that developed the atomic bomb. And, well, they were accused of selling secrets to the enemy. And, well, we know they met their fate today in 1953. You know another name we have for the electric chair? Old Sparky. El viejo chisposo. Yeah, Old Sparky. Oh, man. All right. Well, there you go, folks. Those were your spelling bee words, but we've got to keep moving along here because it's time for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie here on the show with no name. I'm going to give you a little excerpt from the film. Well, first I'll give you a synopsis, then we'll take a look at a little excerpt, and we'll learn some English from it. Here's the synopsis. A piano player at a crossroads in his life returns home to his friends and their own problems with life and love. Okay? All right, let's go through it piece by piece here. So, a piano player or a pianist, puedo decir los dos. I never say pianist because it sounds like penis, pene. Is your mother a pianist? Did you say what? Take that back. A piano player me suena mucho mejor, aunque se dice pianist. Pero los que somos un poco inmaduros, like me, pues esa T es opcional, right? Pianist. A piano player at a crossroads in his life, en un momento de tomar decisiones. You say un cruce de caminos, the same thing. Returns home, vuelve a casa to his friends sus amigos, and their own problems, sus propios problemas, with life and love. Let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen for you. Does anyone know the movie? I can give it to you, don't worry. It's called Beautiful Girls, and this is a movie starring Matt Dillon, Timothy Hutton, and many others. In fact, I look at the cast here. Matt Dillon, Lauren Holly, Rosie O'Donnell, Natalie Portman, Mira Sorvino, Michael Rappaport, Uma Thurman. What a cast. Vaya reparto. And it's got 7 out of 10. The rating is 7 out of 10 on IMDb for a movie that came out in 1996. That is pretty admirable, isn't it? Beautiful Girls. And let's take a look at this movie over here. Willie Conway says, I look at you and I think it's amazing that there's a guy out there who gets to do all kinds of things with you. No, estoy celoso de el chico que es tu chico, básicamente. Tiene el placer, tiene el derecho, tiene el placer. He gets to make you happy and spend evenings with you. And Andrea says, make me martinis. Hacerme martinis. Listen to Van Morrison, my brown-eyed girl. Dun, 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 dun. Smell your skin, Willie says. And she says, after a day at the beach. And Willie says, yeah, and read the papers, leer los periódicos. And she says, yeah, on a Sunday morning. And Willie says, a rainy Sunday morning. And pepper your belly with baby kisses. To pepper is rociar, right? Piensa, pimienta, right? To pepper makes sense. To pepper your belly with baby kisses, con besecitos. Sorry, he says, because he noticed he got carried away. Se le fue. And Andrea says, the thing is, there's a guy out there who thinks the same thing about Tracy, and he's jealous of you. You getting to do all that with her. So he's like, tienes alguien igual que tú mirando otra relación, celoso, right? And Willie says, let me ask you something. Can you think of anything better than making love to an attractive stranger in the middle of a frozen lake? With just an oil light to guide your way, para enseñar el camino, an oil light, las lámparas estas que usan aceite. Can you think of anything better? And Andrea says, going back to Chicago. Ice cold martini. Van Morrison. O sea, mi vida. No quiero, no, I'm not interested. So she's not giving in to the temptation. And Willie says, Sunday papers. Gotcha. Te entiendo. Que no estás interesado. All right, folks, the movie is Beautiful Girls, and as I said, great cast, and it still has a relatively high rating on IMDb. All right, it's time to move on to You're Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, my amigos. You're joking here on the show with no name. All you have to do in this section is be entertained. Okay, they're not the best jokes in the world, but you will learn from them. If you didn't know the words already, you're going to learn some double meanings. All right, here we go. Why are standards so reliable? Standard or stick shift? You say manual, right? En vez de con marchas. Okay, llevas coche con marchas. In the United States, we say stick. Do you drive stick? Standard, stick. Yo diría más. Do you drive stick? Porque el pal, no? Piénsalo. Right? Stick shift or stick. Okay, I don't drive stick. I drive automatic. Right? So that's in the United States, as you know, stick shift, you don't see too much. Right? So why are stick shifts so reliable? Because they always come in clutch. Jesus. Oh, no. Because they always come in clutch. All right. Pues clutch es el embrague. It's part of the mechanism that makes it work. The gear shifting. Right? De hecho, tenemos la expresión, let's change gears. Cambiemos de tema. But also, if something is clutch, es crítico, es clave. Right? Man, that glass of water you just gave me was clutch. I was so thirsty. Lo pillas en el contexto. Era clave, esencial, crítico. It was clutch. So you get it? Why are stick shifts so reliable? They always come in clutch. Siempre vienen genial. Son perfectos para lo que necesitas, right? It reminds me of the expression, it's just what the doctor ordered. It's clutch. It's clave. All right? I think clave would be a good translation in Spanish. And the other meaning, as I just said, el embrague. All right, what's the best pickup line? Wanna hang out in my bed? No? A pickup line, frase para ligar? What's the best pickup line? Wanna hang out in my bed? Pero ¿dónde está la gracia? Well, also remember, a pickup es un tipo de camión americano. A pickup truck. A pickup, right? So what's the best pickup line? Wanna hang out in my bed? ¿Quieres quedar en mi cama? But also the bed of the truck es la parte de atrás. What's the best pickup line? Frase para ligar. Frase que diría un camión. Wanna hang out in my bed? ¿Quieres quedar en mi cama? Barra la parte de atrás del coche. All right, last one. What did you do with all your old car batteries? A friend asked me. You know, because batteries, they run out and you got to get a new battery. So what did you do with all those old car batteries? And you know what my answer was? I gave them away free of charge. No, I gave them away, las regalé, free of charge, libre de carga, pero también free of charge es gratis, que no hay cobro. So what did you do with all those old car batteries, man? Oh, I gave them away free of charge. Las regalé gratis, las regalé libres de carga. Ya no tenían carga. All right, amigos, it is time to move on to famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays. Birthdays for me. Famous birthdays. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Oi, oi, oi. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays here on the show with no name. The first person was born today in 1971. He's been in many, many movies. He played the funny character Dewey in Scream, if you remember the movie, and the 4 sequels. Scream, that's where I kind of saw him and said, okay, this guy's pretty funny. He was also in Never Been Kissed. He was in Beautiful Girls. Oh, today's Name That Movie. That's right. He was also in 3,000 Miles to Graceland. He was in The Tripper and so much more. He's also been in many series. He also had a bout. I didn't try and make it funny. About un tiempo with the WWE, que es el pressing catch, but also about es una pelea. I didn't do that one on purpose. So yes, he's number 1. Number 2, this guy is an American singer, songwriter, and bass player. And he's best known as the bassist, co-lead vocalist, co-founder of The Cars, right? Here in my car. And I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to love. That's why we had the vehicle jokes, because, well, we're looking at the singer and bassist of The Cars. And last but not least, an American comic, writer, and actor. He was in Grease. He was in Grease 2. In fact, he played the coach in Grease. Hizo del entrenador, okay, in Grease. He was also in It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. Okay, in History of the World Part 2, Vegas Vacation, and so many more. Today's famous birthdays, number 1, David Arquette, actor David Arquette. Number 2, Benjamin Orr from the group The Cars. And number 3, Sid Caesar. Sid Caesar, a guy who, wow, he was in the business for so many decades. And, well, that's who we're looking at in today's Say What soundbite. In fact, this is a scene from It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. And it's Sid Caesar when they're about to board the plane. I don't know if you remember, it's a famous movie. And he goes, honey, please, darling, believe me, everything is all right. Famous last words, right? Do you think I would take a chance, arriesgarme, with you? I mean, if there was any danger in flying this thing, si hubiese peligro en volar en esto, I mean, this is a plane that's really built, you know? So this is from the classic movie, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. And I think I just added an extra mad there. Here's birthday boy Sid Caesar.
Honey, please, darling, believe me, everything is all right. Do you think I'd take a chance with you? I mean, if there was any danger in flying this thing, I mean, this is a plane that's really built. I mean, you know.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
All right, wonderful job, amigos. As always, thank you for your energy. Thank you for learning with us. Stay tuned, because up next, you've got Gretchen, and she is going to lead you through the ins and outs, los pormenores of the English language. Today's song is The Cars. Claro, it's Rick Orr's birthday, so we're look at a Cars song, and this one is called Magic, and it goes like this. Summer, it turns me upside down, me pone boca abajo. Summer, 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 it's like a merry-go-round. Es como un tío vivo, a merry-go-round. Me encanta esa palabra en inglés. La felicidad va en círculos, right? En círculos. So merry-go-round. I see you under the midnight. All shackles, and shackles, no sé esta palabra, they're like the things that slaves had on their ankles, or, bueno, prisioneros también, grilletes, cadenas. Hey, we're talking a lot about prisons today. So, folks, if you'd like to follow along, it's The Cars, and the song is Magic. Thank you so much for being with us today and every day. It's been an absolute pleasure. Here we go. Come on, get up. Let's dance. Yeehaw!